that it works out. It's all about the projection.
That's right. There you go. All right. So next clip here, a couple of first-round picks that they made here recently with obviously Quay Walker and Devonte Wyatt. He was asked specifically, do you have a plan in terms of that fifth-year option? I know Chris Ian's listening intently because there's 24 Krispy Kreme donuts on the line here. Here's what Goody had to say.
Brian, have you made a decision on the fifth-year option for those two guys yet?
I think we're pretty close. We won't deal with that until after the draft, but I think for both those guys, whatever mechanism we use, we'd like to keep those guys around for 26 and beyond. So whether that's they're doing the fifth-year option on these guys or extending them one way or the other, we're planning to do that. We'd like to do that.
So there, obviously, he's talking about, you may end up using the fifth-year option to bridge that gap, but it sounds to me like he plans on keeping both of them. I think he's bluffing a little bit on the Quay Walker side of things here, and I don't know how you feel about it, Emilio. That's a lot of money for a stack backer that hasn't really been dominant. I think Quay's a good player. I don't think he's a great player, and when you got to pay him, a combination of stack backer plus edge money, that's a lot of money to pay out for somebody like that.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's why he was trying to work it like, hey, we're going to try to get it squared away. He wants obviously to get it taken care of. You got to bring that kind of talent back, first round pick, that type of stuff. But I think you're right. There's no way he's really looking at that, fifth year option as the go-to. Let's get a 2-3 year deal done and kind of go from there.
What about you, Jacob? How do you feel about the fifth-year option there with Quay and Wyatt? And based off what he said, I mean, it just sounds like he wants them both back. I think Devonte Wyatt, if they can't reach a deal, I think he's going to hit them with the fifth-year option.
Yeah, I go back and forth with what I think about Quay Walker. I really want to like him, love the player, love the intensity, love the number, love everything he brought. It's just after 3-4 years of seeing what the product is, I don't honestly believe he's worth a fifth-year option unless he takes a real big step this year, which it's possible, and I hope he does. I really do want Quay on this team. If he can put it together, it's just I think specifically with Quay, you have to look behind him. Whereas as opposed to when you look at Wyatt, I don't see anybody really chomping at Wyatt's ankles, being like, we got somebody that's ready to replace you. Quay's got edge behind him, a guy that clearly was the best linebacker on this team. No question. And also you've got guys where possibly they could take a step, guys like Hopper and McDuffie, and maybe they can actually show us something there. So I would be less likely that he does it with Quay. I think Devonte has shown way more promise, way more kind of juice where we need him. As far as being we wanted a pass rush and 3-tech, right? That's what we got for sure. However, he's not a well-rounded 3-tech right now, so I could see there being a little skepticism on all of them, and I have to believe that there is a little bit of Goot wanting to stay with his own picks. You know what I mean? Like the guy he put his butt on the line and said, "These are my guys." So obviously, I wouldn't expect that he's gonna cut bait that early with him if he doesn't have to.
Right, could have danced with the one that brought you, man. And when you cut bait that quick with a first round pick, Tim, it looks like you're admitting, all right, we missed on that one. As a fan, I appreciate that. But you got to think as a general manager, there may have been conversations in that draft room, in that war room, where you stood on the table for this dude and maybe 2 or 3 scouts were going, I like this guy better. You want your guy to pay. You want to give him every opportunity to pan out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we've seen precedents for that, right? Mm-hmm. Darnell Savage, Eric Stokes comes to mind. We can go up and down the list. So it's tough because you got your own name and reputation on the line. Like you said, you're standing on the table, beating the drum for a guy, and then you give him a year, 2 years, even 3 years, and you're waiting for him to, take that step, and it just doesn't happen. I can see why GMs in the league, want to give their guy every opportunity to make a splash, and sometimes it hurts. Sometimes you end up holding on to a guy a little too long. I mean, we're the kings of, get away 1 year too soon rather than 1 year too late here in Green Bay. But it doesn't always work out that way. And we've seen it in the past couple of years. It does happen, especially with those first-round picks for sure.
Absolutely. Willie with the Super Chat said Tom Grassi smoking a cig. LOL. Does this look like Tom Grassi, or is that what he's saying?
Is that supposed to be Goody?
That is Goody.
What are you talking about? That is good. Were you trying to say this is AI generated, Jacob? Hell.
No.
And is that supposed to be a
No.
SIG or something else?
I was gonna say, I don't know. It's
Hey man, there was a couple images I had to rework them because it did look unfiltered, and I'm like, I do not want to send the wrong prop.